Welcome friends, I am Professor S.S. Dade. Discuss with you the different types of distributors. Friends, we know that distributor is a conductor in the distribution system from which we can take the tappings for the supply to the consumers. As tappings are allowed on the distributor, current throughout the distributor will not be same. Therefore, the calculation of that distributor is very important part because current throughout the distributor is not same. We have different types of distributors. That distributors are classified depends upon the way by which they are fed by the feeder. We have different types of distributors. That types are distributor fed at one end, distributor fed at both the ends, distributor fed at the center, and ringman distributor. So out of that we have one DC distributor fed at one end having concentrated loading. Now the meaning of concentrated loading is the load is not connected uniformly, means at any point on the distributor the load is connected. Now in this figure we have distributor AB fed at point A and having the concentrated loads are connected at point C, D, E and F respectively. So friends, to do the calculations, let's assume that R1, R2, R3 and R4 be the resistances of both the wires, that is phase wire and return wire of section AC, CD, DE and EF of the distributor. Means we have resistance R1 of section AC, R2 of section CD, R3 of section DE and R4 of section EF. Now we have to write current fed from point A. Now in the distributor AB, how much current is fed from point A? Here the total current fed to the distributor AB will be I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4. As we are moving away from the feeding point, the value of current goes on decreases. Therefore, we have the total current at feeding point A. Therefore, the current fed from point A is I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4. Now, let me write the equation for current in section AC. In this particular section AC, how much current is there, that we have to write. Now in this section we have the current, addition of all the currents I1, I2, I3 and I4. That summation of all the currents will be the total current present in section AC. Therefore, in this section AC, we have current I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4. Similarly, we have to write the current in section CD. In this section, how much current is present, that we have to write. Only just we have to subtract the current I1 from the total current. That means we can write current in section current in section CD will be I2 plus I3 plus I4. That much of current is present in section CD. Now similarly in section DE, while writing the current in section DE, we have to subtract the current I1 and I2 from the total current. So we will get summation of I3 plus I4, that much of current will be present in section D. And finally in section EF, we have only one current, that is current I4. In this way we can write or we can calculate the current in particular section of that distributor. Now as we have the resistances R1, R2, R3, R4, and we know that the current in each and every section of distributor, we can find out the voltage drop in section AC. Now to find the voltage drop in section AC, we have resistance of that section is R1, therefore R1 into current present in section AC is I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4. Therefore this is the equation for voltage drop in section AC. Okay, similarly we can write the equation for voltage drop in section CD. Section CD have the resistance R2 and current in that section is I2 plus I3 plus I4. Therefore voltage drop in that section CD is R2 into I2 plus I3 plus I4. That much of total voltage drop is there in section CD. Now for section DE, resistance is R3 and total current through that section is I3 plus I4. Therefore voltage drop in section DE is R3 into I3 plus I4. And last one, voltage drop in section EF. In the last section we have voltage drop resistance into current. It have the current I4 and resistance R4. Therefore only R4 into I4 will be the voltage drop in section EF. So in this way we can find out the current and voltage drop in each and every section of distributor. So finally it is very important to find the minimum potential point on the distributor AB. Obviously that minimum potential point will be present at point F, because as we are moving away from the feeding point, value of current goes on decreases and voltage drop across each and every section away from the feeding point also goes on decreases. Therefore in DC distributor fed at one end having concentrated loading have the minimum point at F. At point F we have minimum potential. So in this way we can do the calculations for the DC distributor fed at one end. So let's solve this numerical which is based on the distributor fed at one end. I will read the example. A 2-wire DC distributor AB is 300 meter long. It is fed at point A. Various loads and their positions are given below. Table is given. At point C, D, E and F, the distances of that points are given: 40 meter, 100 meter, 150 meter and 250 meter. Now connected loads are in ampere. The load connected at point C is 30 ampere. Load connected at point D is 40 ampere. At point E 100 ampere, and at point F 50 ampere load is connected. Now if maximum possible voltage drop is not to exceed 10 volt, we have to find the cross sectional area of the distributor. Now this is the example. We have to solve that example. Already we have seen how to do the calculations for the distributor fed at one end. Now first of all we will draw the single line diagram of distributor AB. Okay, from that given table we can represent distributor AB. Now distributor is fed at point A. Distributor is fed at point A here. Now the load of 30 ampere is connected at point C, and load of 40 ampere is connected at point D. 100 ampere connected at point E, and 50 ampere is connected at point F. Now we have to represent the distances from the feeding point. The point C is at a distance of 40 meter, that is given in the table. Now to represent the point D, that point D distance is given as 100 meter from the feeding point, but already we have 40 meter up to point C, therefore 100 minus 40, that distance will be 60 meter. Distance between point C and D will be 60 meter. And to represent the point E, the distance is given in the table is 150 meter. Okay, so this 40 plus 60, 100, we have to subtract that 100 from 150, we will get only 50 meter. Therefore distance between D and E is 50 meter. And finally we have to subtract this 40, 60 and 50 from the 250. Okay, therefore we will get 100 meter distance of point F from point E. Okay, and finally 50 meter distance is there between point F and B. So we have to find out the current in section present in the distributor AB. In section AC we have the current 220 ampere. This current is 220 ampere. Now that 220 ampere is the summation of 50 ampere plus 100 ampere plus 40 plus 30. Okay, that will gives us 220 ampere. To find out the current in section CD, we have to subtract this 30 ampere from this 220 ampere, we will get 190 ampere. To find the current in section DE, we have to subtract this 30 and 40 ampere from 220, therefore we will get 150 ampere current in section DE. And to find the current in section EF, we have to subtract 30 ampere, 40 ampere and 100 ampere from 220, we will get 50 ampere current in section EF. So now let's assume that resistance of 100 meter length of distributor is R ohm, that R ohm be the resistance of 2 wire distributor having the length of 100 meter. As 2 wires are present in the distributor, that is phase conductor and return conductor, the resistance of that both the conductors of 100 meter length is R ohm. Okay, that is our assumption. Then resistance of various sections of distributor will be, okay, as we have the resistance of 100 meter length is R ohm. To find the resistance of 40 meter, that is section AC, therefore RAC is 0.4 into R ohm. Okay, resistance of RCD equal to 0.6 R ohm, because it has the length of 60 meter. For section DE, length is 50 meter, therefore resistance is 0.5 R ohm. For section EF, resistance is R ohm because it has the length 100 meter. Now current in various sections of distributor ABR, we can write IAC. Already we have represented all the currents in all the sections. IAC 220 ampere, ICD 190 ampere, IDE 150 ampere, IEF 50 ampere. Now to calculate the total voltage drop through the distributor AB, we have the drop in section AC is IAC into RAC. Drop in section CD is ICD into RCD. In section DE, IDE into RDE. In section EF, IEF into REF. In this way, we can find out the total drop over the distributor. Now by putting all the values, IAC 220 into 0.4 R plus 190 into 0.6 R plus 150 into 0.5 R plus 50 into R, okay, that is equal to 327 R. That will be total voltage drop over the distributor AB. In the example, they have given that the maximum permissible voltage drop is 10 volt. So, and we have to find out the cross-sectional area of the distributor. We have to find out the cross-sectional area of distributor conductor. So, the cross-sectional area of distributor conductor equal to, we have the equation equal to rho L divided by R by 2. That R by 2 is because of resistance of one conductor. It is our assumption that at the starting we have assumed that R be the resistance of distributor conductor. One distributor consists of two conductors in particular section. So to find the cross-sectional area of one conductor, we have to take resistance R by 2. Therefore equation is rho L divided by R by 2. The value of rho is constant, that is already given in the example. That rho is equal to 1.78 into 10 raised to minus 8. That value is constant, that is always given, depends upon the material of the distributor. Okay, that is given in the example. Therefore length of distributor multiply by 100 divided by R by 2. Okay, we will get the cross sectional area as 1.164 centimeter square. In this way we can solve the example on distributor fed at one end having concentrated loading. Hope so all of you understood this. Thank you.